Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Terratech with me, Flamethrowers, and of course, welcome to potentially quite a simple video, because today we are going to be building ourselves a melee vehicle using, honestly, most likely, almost purely Geocorp weaponry. Things like the straight jackhammer, the buzzsaw, and the excavator. So, I don't know how well this is actually going to do, purely because, in this game, how the shields and how the repair bubbles work don't really lend themselves very well at all to close quarters combat, because if your shield overlaps too far forwards like this, and an enemy is inside, it gets all of the bonuses that any of your blocks will get, as in they will be protected from outside fire, but most importantly, the same goes for repair bubbles. So as you're hitting a target, if your repair bubble goes slightly too far forwards, you will actually be healing the blocks you're destroying, which can sometimes be okay. It actually stops them from exploding instantly, so you can collect more stuff, but if you're not killing it fast enough, well, then you're not going to be able to collect absolutely anything. So I'm not sure if this really is going to work, but we will consider today a bit of a test run either way. So let's go ahead, jump into you. Let's say goodbye to our lovely larger vehicle, and let's get started. So for this vehicle, more than any other, we really need to make sure we are quick, and we are very, very quick to turn. That is going to be so important with this particular vehicle, it's ridiculous. If we are even slightly too slow, we don't hit the target. If we are slightly off when it comes to turning, we don't hit the target, and then we just end up getting killed ourselves. Now, I did sell all of these, and I kind of wish I didn't now, because we need them. But I'm thinking one main weapon, like one of these on the front, and then perhaps some of these straight jackhammers, just because they are very easy to place next to each other, and we can get quite a few going at once. Whereas all the rest are a bit more difficult to use. However, I do have to say, the excavator looks far cooler. So I'm going to assume it will also do more damage, because cool things tend to be harder hitting. At least, that's the logic I'm using right now. It's completely sound logic. Ow! Well, we have been betrayed already. I knew this day would come. Okay, let's try that again, maybe not getting knocked down this time. So overall, though, I do want the craft to be quite light, and if I'm correct, yeah, the Venture stuff is definitely lighter than the others, but is far less durable. And considering we can't rely that much on shielding, I don't know if that's going to be the best idea. Either way, though, we definitely don't want the cab right at the front, so let's just quickly build backwards so we can just shove the cab right at the back of the vehicle. We also don't really want the vehicle to be all that long, honestly, so it's going to be a bit weird. I'm not used to building lighter vehicles. I'm used to building far chunkier, slower vehicles that can take a few hits. This one is not going to be like that at all. At least, I don't want it to be like that. And things which I want and things which actually happen aren't always exactly the same. So that was kind of cool. You wouldn't want that running down towards you now, would you? And also, if we build it low enough, we can even use it to destroy some of the rocks. We could actually use this as a miner as well. But I think I would rather have a separate mining vehicle which has all the stuff on the back to actually refine the resources it's collecting. This one I want as simple as possible. So I guess we're going to have a middle which is too wide, which makes complete sense. There we are. Now, what are we going to do when it comes to movement? Obviously, Geocorp would be a very stable option, and actually quite good at turning in some cases, but it's not fast enough. It's definitely not fast enough. Things like the huge truck wheels from Venture, on the other hand, are very, very quick. And actually, so are the tracks, weirdly. A beefy off-road track built for speed over rough terrain. Not the toughest under fire, and it wasn't made to carry a heavy burden. How about these? I've never really tested these out properly, so we could mostly use these. Okay, let's actually just allow ourselves to fall on the floor. There we go. Oh yeah, that's quick. Need to be a bit higher up though, otherwise we're going to end up crashing into everything and hurting our weapons. Yeah, that's too much. Maybe one lower then. That does mean we're going to be terrible over terrain, though. But that's fine. I don't mind that, since I don't think I'd want a close-quarters vehicle on, like, hills and stuff anyway. That'd just be awkward. That's when you use missiles and stuff. Another plus, which I didn't even think about using such a large weapon like this, is that we can have the repair bubble quite far back, and actually not near where the point of impact is going to be, because that just healed the weapon, even though a large chunk of the weapon is out of the influence of the repair bubble. So maybe like here even. And maybe even further back. Honestly, the further back this goes, the better. If we can get it so it's only just touching the weapons, like maybe that's touching them? That might not even be touching them, let's find out. So let's put the tracks back and let's hurt our poor weapons again. Ah, it's no longer so front heavy, so it's going to be a bit harder to hurt. There we go, we're hurting them and they're not healing. Or maybe they're just not hurt enough, I have seen that as well. If we don't activate them, they should be able to get hurt on those rocks. Well, let's find out. Will these now heal? Okay, so will this one need to be here for these two? Ah, so that's as far back as it can go. It's still good, though. It's still good, because it does mean that the enemy will almost certainly not be within the influence sphere of that repair bubble whenever they're being attacked. Which is pretty good. We don't want to heal the enemy we're trying to dismember. But it seems counterproductive, honestly. But that does mean, though, likely we can't have more than just 3 of these, unless we put the next few on the side a little bit further back, because the bubble is coming back now. So if we move you away for a second, in fact, just throw you away, since that's obviously not where you're going to end up anyway. Maybe putting them there. That way we have sort of a wider area to attack. Otherwise, it's going to be so hard to actually line this up to ever hit anything. And that looks pretty darn ferocious. I am okay with that. I said I'm okay with that. There we go. Wait, have I placed this one upside down? Yes, I have, because look, this one's going up. I would actually be okay with that if this one was also the wrong way around. In fact, I would rather have it that way. So... there we go. Yeah, I actually like that. I do like that. These two going in opposite ways of these 3. Lovely. One thing I really don't like about these tracks is that they don't have any side connections except for the single side, which means you can't attach these to each other like you can with most of the other tracks. Well, you can at least with the Hawkeye ones. I actually don't know about the other tracks, but definitely with the Hawkeye. And also with the Geocorp. Now, of course, the problem with the Geocorp ones is just they're really not that quick. Saying that, though, that doesn't seem particularly slow. Geocorp tracks may be a better option here, which will be weird. So the body will still be made out of Hawkeye, just because, not Hawkeye, out of Venture, because they are the cheapest and lightest regular blocks, but then we can make the wheels out of Geo? Perhaps. Well, right now, we're still a bit front heavy, but let's go see if we can kill something. We're definitely quick off the mark, which is nice. Hello there. Speed Skater. Goodbye there, Speed Skater. And he's been mowed down. And almost everything, including some explosive stuff, managed to survive. And that, of course, is because of the repair bubble. And I have no idea what's going on right now. Physics? What are you... I'm pressing nothing. What just happened? Oh, it was this, I think. That was odd. I think the ghost of Speed Skater was speaking to us via throwing us around. You know what? I do think that maybe Geocorp would be better. For saying that, these are very, very quick, and they are very, very quick to get to full speed, and they turn well. That's all the aspects I really wanted. So, Geocorp, you need to be very good to compete to this. And honestly, I think they will, though, because unlike the Venture ones... Why do I keep forgetting the word Venture? They have connection points on both sides, and on the back, and on the top. making them very, very versatile. So I'll quickly replace all of these with the Geocorp ones, and let's see what they're like. Maybe I should have just believed what it said down here. So, they're not that slow. They're not quick, but they're not slow. They are very fast at turning, but they have one major problem. You can't really turn and move forwards at the same time. They don't really work in that way. So, that won't work for the thing we're going with currently, which is a shame. They're also not quite as fast as I first thought. They're just very quick off the mark. So I still think that the Venture tracks will likely be our main mode of transportation. Unless there's something else. I wouldn't mind regular wheels, but I do tend to prefer tracks in general. Could go with the Titan wheels. They're a bit too bouncy. Hello there. Also, of course, we will be adding thrusters by the end of this. Oh, that is so annoying. Thank you. And goodbye. Wait, are those two not in range of my repair bubble? My god, they weren't. So there is another problem with melee weapons. Although you won't think they will take damage from actually hitting a target. The only time they don't is when they're spinning and you're not really moving so quickly that it counts as you ramming something. The same can be true about rocks. For instance, if I go at full speed now... Oh, maybe that's actually not the case. Seems we can just destroy these quite happily anyway. Never mind, I thought that would hurt us if we were going at a decent speed, but it didn't seem like that was the case. Then ignore me, I have been proven wrong. Which totally never happens. That was sarcasm, by the way. Well, that was a bit mean, but didn't do all that much damage. There we go. And pop. Thank you. Still not convinced about close quarters vehicles, honestly, in Terratech, but they are a lot of fun when you're using them. Turning will be a lot easier once I've actually got the back tracks to touch the floor. We are one. Turns out downwards facing hover plates at the back work really well to add a bit of artificial weight to this thing. Hello. Well, still a fairly quick victory there. And once again, we are dropping a lot from the enemy, so if anything, this is definitely a good scrapping vehicle. Oh, look how close we are to it. Nudge. And that's how we execute our enemies. But we are definitely the good guys. Now for a very dangerous test of the melee damage. You know what? I think we just need to go for wheels. Oh, I did not realise they were megaton cannons. At least while we're here, it's hard for them to hit us. Hard, but not impossible. Well. Well, that happened. How I didn't lose anything, I have no idea. That did, like, no damage. I feel like we may need to spawn something in to help here. Yep, definitely. Hello there. Oh. Well, apparently we have a different friend. Hi, how are you? That's what you get for trying to assassinate me. A missile to the face. Well, a shell to the face, anyway. You get something hitting your face. That was so much easier than the melee version. I really want a melee vehicle to work, though. And I will end up with a functional one by the end of today. But just for a second, I'm just going to make this area a bit more safe. There we go. Blocks flying everywhere. Glorious. Is that thing still alive? What even is it? I guess we'll never know. Just collect all these parts and then get back to building. Hello, little thing. That damage seemed a lot better than the saw. Also, it made some really satisfying noises. How good is it versus rocks? Oh, instant destruction. Gotta say though, this looks bizarre. Still not something you really want to see coming towards you though, which is definitely a plus. We just need more damage. Those saws look really fun, the excavators, but I think they are more completely used for just gathering resource. Ah, now here's a problem. These are going to be hitting so low, the chance of them actually destroying anything on this thing will be nil. Also, I don't really want all that much more front weight, so this is going to be difficult. At least at this angle. So maybe a bit less extreme angle might be better. Well, potentially to our death again. Oh, that is so much better! Oh, yes! Oh, that is far more fun. And still... Oh no, one broke! But, here's the thing. These are actually really cheap. I didn't realise either that these things cost almost nothing. I just bought like 30 of them just to test this out. Well, apparently not 30 of them, but that was what I thought I had bought. How many did I buy? Either way, though, they only cost us less than 2,000 each. So if one breaks, who cares? The excavator, on the other hand, 12,000. God, that's horrible, isn't it? It really is horrible to look at, but I love it all the same. Once again. Hello? Oh, that's going to be explosive. And contender for one of the coolest deaths ever. Exploding in the air, and once again destroying these two. Why is it they always get destroyed? Maybe the repair bubble isn't reaching them. I think perhaps I just have to accept we will be healing what we're attacking and just move the healing bubbles further forward. In fact, maybe two of them, one here, one here. Because although it's not expensive just to go click, click, and just replace them, I don't want to have to do it between every single fight. I also now realise I even lost one of my shield bubbles doing that, which is far more expensive, so yeah, we definitely need to do that. You go there, let's buy one more repair bubble, and let's place them. After this, I think most of our testing is done. We can actually start to work on a final design, because so far all I've really been doing is just ensuring that what I want to do is even feasible. By the way, I have actually had episodes like this, which I've never posted before, because the thing I wanted to make wasn't feasible. And it would have been boring to watch. Yeah, still think the angle's a bit too extreme though, so what if we remove these just for a sec? And then build up this a little bit higher. We also don't need these backwards hovers quite as much anymore. And for those curious, those are the Titan wheels on the bottom, which were in experimental, but have been placed in venture now. Why do I keep forgetting the word venture? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. That's a saying, just remember it. That's better, that's better. Oh, or is it? Maybe I do need those hovers on the back. Yep, I think I do. Either way though, hello. Dink. Boing! Oh my god, that was awesome! Oh yes, that is exactly what I wanted to see from the start of this video. Didn't think these were so good, but they really are. But yeah, it's still too front heavy. I don't know what else I'm going to do in the finished design. I think I will be using these wheels. Okay, let's get off this for a second, thank you. But I don't know how I'm going to do that. But yeah, the repair bubble are just definitely needed to prevent them from falling off. God, that's weird. The fact they're so out of sync as well. The sad thing is, though, once I respawn this vehicle, these will no longer be out of sync since they'll all be spawning in together. The only reason why they are out of sync is because I've placed them at different times and then attacked and then placed another one. which I think looks far cooler, I've got to say. Plus a more consistent form of damage. But for a second, let's just focus on making sure the back doesn't bounce quite as much. That is the problem with the Titan wheels. They are really, really bouncy. What we could do is add some thrusters to the back, so when I activate my forward thrust, which I'm only ever going to do in attack anyway, it's also pushing the back down. In case I never add enough weight, because of course I don't really want all that much weight, because the more weight we add, the more difficult this thing will be to move. Why don't I just add the giant fortress one instead? Because I forgot about it, that's why. Let's do one more test, because it's fun. Oh, hello. 2 friends. Oh, well, apparently we, bit of overkill there. Hello. And pop. Oh, that looks so brutal. Come back here, friend. What am I? Dead is what you are. Well, according to your thing, you're actually Venture, but you don't look like it. Yeah, it's the explosions as well. Since we are going to be taking constant explosive damage from enemy cabs, from fuel, from pretty much everything, those 2 front repair bubbles are just going to be needed. I'm just trying to justify them in my head, since we are also going to be slowing down how fast we can kill the enemy, since we will be healing them. Tiny enemies will be a bit annoying, but that's fine. Okay. Still overall fairly happy. Now here's the thing. Can we add maybe a short-range melee weapon? Like a flamethrower, for instance. Because I just think that will look really, really cool. Does anyone disagree with this? And it is very close quarters. Yeah, okay, I will accept that, but nothing else. So that's the only ranged weapons I will add, is a couple of these flamethrowers. Any chance you're selling one so I can have 2 on either side? That would be lovely. You actually are! Well, that is a stroke of luck, isn't it? Now, what isn't a stroke of luck is that rather large enemy over there, who clearly is bigger than what I can probably handle. Get the flamethrowers charged up. Potential death! Yes, tear through it! Tear through its heart! And burn the remains. Oh god, I used up all of my power. But it worked. Oh, not right now, not right now, lad. Want a bit more power left. Don't want anything here to be destroyed. Excuse me. Can I have a bit of power, please, mate? Bit of power, please, Governor. Thank you. Don't get underneath me. Burn. Burn. Thank you. Toasty. Okay. Okay, I'll admit I'm having a way too much fun now in comparison to earlier where I did kind of hit a point where I was like, you know what, this isn't going to be viable. But it totally is, but we need way more batteries than we've got. How many batteries do we have? Yeah, 4. Yeah, we need a few more than just 4. Let's, at minimum, I think we're probably going to need 10. Let's see how much space we have. That's nice. The whole undercarriage at the back now is completely covered in them, which means it's also a lot heavier, so it doesn't quite float as much as before. Flamethrowers doing a great job as well. Overall, really happy, even though it looks hideous. Don't get me wrong. We haven't even built the outside yet. Don't worry, we're not going to have it one thick. Oh yeah, I also added these at some point. I completely forgot. So yeah, we have some rotor blades on the inside because reasons. Okay, that's better. That is much better. Well, it's still not the fastest thing in the world, but it'll definitely work. And look how fast we just destroy rocks with this thing. That is ridiculous. I wonder how well we can climb. Probably not at all, but let's find out. Bit of damage being taken there, you know, just passive damage from me trying to climb. Hello! Come here. I heard you get hit. Yep, definitely got hit. You're, pretty dead. I have flamethrowers, you know. But you just kind of headbutted my weapon instead. That's your own fault. Climb's better than expected. I'm actually surprised it even gets up there, but gonna take a lot of damage doing so. I kind of love the thrusters going up as well like that. They just look so cool. It's a bit silly, a bit wasteful, especially on fuel, but definitely like it. Boing. Uses up power faster than any of my other vehicles, though, since we are taking sustained damage every time we fight. With my stamina there, just to really make sure you know it's sustained. Well, I'm afraid I am really all out of time for today's video. My back is still absolutely killing me, and I did cut a very large section out of this video in the middle in which I was testing out the saw still, and I just got more and more annoyed that the saw was not doing what I wanted it to do. So I even moved over to some of the other weapons, including the boar and the smaller buzzsaws, which you may notice I sold again because I really didn't like them, before finally testing this. So, been here for a few hours now, even though usable footage, maybe just an hour or so worth to edit down. Anyway, though, thank you so much for watching. In the next video, we will be finishing off this vehicle and making it our finalized melee vehicle. Honestly, I have had so much fun in the last 20 minutes or so. It's been ridiculous. So I hope you do join me next time. And if you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favorites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Terratech is a series you wish to see continued in the future. And I really do think this vehicle needs a name because of how unique it's going to be in my arsenal of vehicles. Maybe something really generic, like Ripper. Well, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Actually, you know what? Let's kill that. I just saw something I wanted to kill. Not you. Oh, that was not good. Let me down. Well, it looked awesome at least. Just smacking it in the middle there. That was fantastically inefficient. Behold my fantastic inefficiency. Oh god, that was so much fun. I love this vehicle so much. Oh, that is wonderful. Hello. I have flamethrowers, you know. Flamethrowers aren't terrible, but they're not the strongest things, are they? So I'm okay with using them. So glad that we improved their battery life there. Did anything actually fall off? Oh, yep, we lost one of our rams there in the middle by the looks of things. So yeah, with that, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Goodbye, have a lovely day, have a lovely weekend, and have a lovely week next week if I don't see you before then. Bye-bye.